Imagine this. You're walking along the coast enjoying a peaceful day when suddenly you spot something that seems completely out of place. It looks like it belongs to a time long past, maybe millions of years ago. But it's not just a relic from the past. It's alive and thriving in our world today. Sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? Well, that's exactly what scientists discovered when they stumbled upon a living fossil that should not even exist. This incredible creature, which defies everything we thought we knew about evolution, has been around for millions of years, surviving unchanged. But how is it possible for a species to remain almost identical to its ancient ancestors after all this time? In today's video, we're going to explore the mind-blowing discovery of this living fossil and what it means for our understanding of life on Earth. Let's get into it. Before we move towards the specifics of this mind-blowing discovery, let's first understand what a living fossil actually is. A living fossil is a species that has remained virtually unchanged for millions of years. These creatures are often the direct descendants of species that lived long before modern life, and they continue to survive in the world today, even though they should have gone extinct long ago. They're like natural time capsules that have managed to evade the forces of evolution. The most famous example of a living fossil is the coelacanth, a deep-sea fish that was thought to be extinct until it was rediscovered in 1938. Scientists had considered it a relic of the past until they found one swimming in the Indian Ocean. But now there's another shocking example that has scientists buzzing, and this one might just be even more remarkable. The creature in question is a species of fish called the Neoceratodus forsteri, better known as the Queensland lungfish. This fish, found in the freshwater rivers of Queensland, Australia, has been around for more than 400 million years. That's right, it's older than dinosaurs. The Queensland lungfish has remained largely unchanged throughout its evolutionary history, making it an extraordinary living fossil. But what makes this fish even more fascinating is the fact that it has features that have long been extinct in other species. For example, it has both gills and lungs, which is a trait that was much more common in ancient fish, but has largely disappeared in modern species. This discovery has stunned scientists because it challenges everything we thought we knew about evolution. It's like stepping back in time and meeting a creature that's been living alongside the dinosaurs. Only it's still here today, surviving in a world that has drastically changed since its ancestors roamed the Earth. Now, you might be wondering, why shouldn't this creature exist in the first place? Well, the Queensland lungfish is supposed to have evolved over time, just like every other species. But here's the kicker. This fish looks almost exactly like its ancient ancestors, and its physiology hasn't changed in millions of years. Most species evolve to adapt to their environments, developing new traits and characteristics to survive changing conditions. So how could a species survive for over 400 million years and remain largely unchanged? The fact that it exists today in essentially the same form as it did during the time of the dinosaurs is something that simply shouldn't happen, according to the rules of evolution. For this reason, it has left scientists scratching their heads, wondering how a species can buck the usual trend of evolution and remain so unchanged. To understand why this fish hasn't changed, we need to dive a little deeper into the concept of evolution. Typically, evolution is driven by the need to survive and reproduce in changing environments. Species evolve over time to adapt to new challenges, whether that's a changing climate, new predators, or shifts in the availability of food. However, the Queensland lungfish seems to have lived in an environment so stable that it didn't need to evolve much at all. This phenomenon is known as evolutionary stasis. It happens when a species remains relatively unchanged over an extended period, often because its environment hasn't changed drastically. For example, the Queensland lungfish lives in freshwater rivers in Australia, which haven't experienced major environmental shifts in millions of years. This stability allowed the fish to survive without needing to adapt to new conditions. It's a rare and unusual case in nature, and it raises some fascinating questions about how evolution works. One of the most exciting aspects of this discovery is the fact that it gives us a direct connection to Earth's ancient past. By studying the Queensland lungfish, scientists can learn more about what life was like hundreds of millions of years ago. This fish is like a living time machine, offering a glimpse into the distant past when creatures like dinosaurs roamed the earth and when life in the oceans was very different from what we see today. The Queensland lungfish is often compared to ancient fish species that lived during the Devonian period, a time when fish were just beginning to evolve the features that would eventually lead to amphibians, reptiles, and even mammals. The lungs and gills of the lungfish suggest that it may have been one of the first species to adapt to life on land, providing a fascinating insight into the evolution of vertebrates. Studying this fish allows scientists to learn more about the evolutionary steps that led to the creatures we know today, including humans. What makes the Queensland lungfish so special is its unique biological features. Unlike most fish, which rely solely on gills to breathe, the lungfish also has lungs that allow it to survive in oxygen-poor water. This ability to breathe air is a critical feature for living in stagnant or low-oxygen environments where other fish might struggle to survive. But the lungfish's anatomy goes beyond just its ability to breathe air. It also has a primitive, lobed fin structure that is considered to be a precursor to the limbs of land animals. These fins resemble the early fins of ancient fish that eventually evolved into the legs of amphibians. By studying the Queensland lungfish, scientists can learn more about how vertebrates made the transition from water to land millions of years ago. The Queensland lungfish has survived through massive changes in Earth's climate and ecosystems. Over the millions of years it's been around, the Earth has undergone several mass extinctions and dramatic environmental shifts. Yet despite all these changes, the lungfish has managed to persist in its original form. This resilience speaks to the fish's adaptability and ability to survive even in the face of extreme adversity. Today, the Queensland lungfish is considered a living fossil because it provides a snapshot of life from hundreds of millions of years ago. It's like finding a dinosaur that has managed to survive to the present day. But rather than surviving through brute strength or aggressive competition, the lungfish has endured by simply living in a stable environment where evolution hasn't been forced to make dramatic changes. So, why does this matter to modern science? The Queensland lungfish offers scientists valuable insights into the history of life on Earth. By studying its DNA, biologists can trace the evolutionary history of vertebrates, including humans. The lungfish is closely related to the ancestors of amphibians, and its genetic makeup provides clues about how creatures transition from life in water to life on land. Additionally, the Queensland lungfish is a key species for understanding the processes of evolution and stasis. Scientists can compare its ancient traits to other species that have evolved dramatically over time to understand why some species change while others remain the same. The lungfish's remarkable ability to survive unchanged for millions of years challenges our understanding of evolution, and studying it may reveal new aspects of how life on Earth adapts to its environment. Unfortunately, the Queensland lungfish is not immune to the threats facing the natural world today. While the fish has survived through countless extinctions in the past, it now faces challenges from habitat destruction and human activities. The species is currently listed as vulnerable due to the pollution and development of the rivers it inhabits. Efforts are being made to protect these incredible fish and their habitats, but the threat of extinction remains. By protecting the Queensland lungfish, we not only preserve a fascinating living fossil, but also safeguard an important piece of evolutionary history. Conservation efforts are crucial to ensuring that future generations will be able to study and appreciate these ancient creatures. The discovery of the Queensland lungfish is just one example of how life on Earth continues to surprise us. Living fossils like this fish provide a direct link to our planet's ancient past, offering us a chance to study species that have witnessed the passage of time in ways we could never have imagined. These creatures help us understand the forces of evolution, adaptation, and survival, giving us a deeper appreciation for the complex web of life on Earth. So, the next time you think about life on Earth, remember that even in the most unexpected places, there are living fossils that continue to survive and thrive in a world that has changed drastically since their ancestors first appeared. Who knows what other living fossils are out there, waiting to be discovered? If you found this discovery as mind-blowing as we did, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of science. The discovery of the Queensland lungfish shows us just how much we still have to learn about the natural world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.